Due to how polarizing the topic of Palestine and Israel is, this video will take a more informative approach in terms of its delivery rather than an opinion-based one. Hopefully people will be respectful in the comments, fingers crossed. Every time a K-pop idol gets into a controversy, stans will usually say, hold your idols accountable, and K-pop idols should be educated. But now, I ask, can we really hold idols accountable? If so, how do we go about doing so effectively? And if we can educate idols, will they learn from their mistakes? With the failure that was the K-pop Big Four boycott and the Ever Glow Up situation, I want to actually discuss the topic of boycotts in K-pop, where they went right, where they went wrong, and how stans can organize an effective boycott. The definition of boycott is to refuse to buy a product or take part in an activity as a way of expressing strong disapproval. Boycotting has always existed throughout human history with varying levels of success. One of the most famous boycotts in human history was the Montgomery bus boycott that took place from December 5, 1955 through December 20th, 1956. The boycott started after the arrest of Rosa Parks. Though Claudette Colvin, aged 15, was arrested for refusing to give up her seat before Parks 9 months earlier. The boycott included black citizens not using busing as a way of transportation. This boycott ended when a year later, the Supreme Court ruled that segregation on buses was unconstitutional. However, boycotting still takes place today. Last year in 2023, American conservatives began boycotting corporations Bud Light and Target, after those corporations did campaigns involving LGBTQ influencers and products. These boycotts resulted in both brands receiving a mass decline in sales. In late 2023, to stand in solidarity with Palestinian citizens, people began boycotting McDonald's, Starbucks, and other brands that have reportedly supported Israel, due to the ongoing conflict between both sides. As consumers, we forget how much power we truly hold over these corporations. They would really be nothing without the money from our pockets, and boycotts are a way for us to take back our power. However, a vital part of a boycott's success is how well organized it is, which stans lack the ability to do so. Super Junior boycott. In 2019, Super Junior fans announced a boycott of Super Junior's comeback until members Kangin and Sungmin were removed from the group. Elves were against Sungmin's marriage, and member Kangin got into multiple DUIs and assaulted his girlfriend. Kangin left the group in July of that year, but still remained with SM, while Sungmin has been on hiatus since, but has not officially left the group. Luna boycott. In 2022, Orbitz boycotted Luna's comeback as fans were disappointed with the mistreatment and mismanagement their company, Blackberry Entertainment, put the members through. Orbitz didn't buy, stream, or promote any of the group's upcoming or previous releases. This resulted in the group's pre-order sales dropping by 97%, their streams dropping by 73%, their views dropping by 74%, and the group's Instagram losing 500,000 followers. Orbitz, a fandom infamous for being toxic and annoying, pulled off the most successful K-pop boycott of all time. SHINee boycott. In May 2023, SHINee fans threatened to boycott SHINee's upcoming anniversary event that was originally scheduled to be held at the Korean International Exhibition Center in Ilsan on May 27th. They argued that many seats had obstructed views of the stage. SM initially said that changes will be made to the venue before ultimately rescheduling the event entirely to take place at Jamsil Arena in Seoul on the 27th and 28th of May. An unsuccessful boycott in K-pop was the hashtag Strike Against the Four, a boycott meant to not support artists from the companies HYBE, JYP, YG, and SM. The urge for this started after Jung Mi, former IOI member and soloist under YG Entertainment, uploaded a TikTok of her drinking from a Starbucks cup. This outraged many K-pop fans because Starbucks is being boycotted by many globally due to their alleged support for Israel. For those that are unaware of how a coffee chain is tied to the Israel and Palestine conflict, an article from North Jersey written by Lucas Fu summarizes the Starbucks boycott, quote, Starbucks and the union organizing its workers are now suing each other in federal court over a social media post that was sent out by the workers' union supporting Palestinians in light of the Israel-Hamas war. The company sued Starbucks Workers United in federal court in October, alleging trademark infringement after the union sent out a social media post saying solidarity with Palestine a few weeks after the Hamas attack against Israel, which killed 1,200 people and made hostages of 240 people. Starbucks Workers United countersued Starbucks, asking a federal court in Pennsylvania to rule that it can't continue using its name and similar logo, and saying, quote, Starbucks defamed the union by implying that it supports terrorism and violence. Starbucks distanced itself from the workers' union pro-Palestinian stance, putting out an official statement that read, quote, We unequivocally condemn these acts of terrorism, hate, and violence, and disagree with the statements and views expressed by the Workers United and its members. Starbucks also said in the statement that the union's social media post led to angry and hurt customers confronting employees in their stores and sending graphic and violent messages to company customer service staff. I will link the full article in the description. Soon after, many fans screenshotted other instances of idols drinking Starbucks, so this frustration led to some fans wanting to boycott these companies. Quote, "A small contribution from us would mean a lot to all those homeless people striving through hunger and genocide in Palestine." Mark the dates, January 23rd to the 28th. We ask every fandom of the groups that belong to Big Four to stop streaming any music from the groups that come under the following companies. Please do not stream music, buy albums, or any merch from the group of these companies for 5 days. Why this boycott failed. Number 1. Many people didn't know/care. News of this boycott didn't spread vastly amongst stans, so many didn't know of its existence. Secondly, many immature K-pop stans believe it was an attack on their idol specifically when it wasn't. Number 2. Boycotts have to be long-term to see the effects. This boycott only lasted 5 days, which is too short of a time frame for the Big Four to see effects on their pockets or reputation. Number 3. Not attacking head-on. K-pop companies are too far removed from the problem because, as far as we know, these companies aren't sending money directly to Israel. Number 4. Too broad. Trying to boycott over 20 plus artists from 4 companies, all of which have partnerships with other companies, was ineffective. Instead, stans should have boycotted LE SSERAFIM. And this was no attack at the group, but LE SSERAFIM was spotted drinking Starbucks the most out of any group, and their comeback was in February. By making an example out of one group, other companies would have got the message. Number 5. Better ways to spread awareness and support. Another better use of resources would have been to spread a hashtag K-pop stands for Palestine or something like that, where fans were urged to donate money to humanitarian and nonprofit groups that deliver aid to Gaza. With a bit of research, I've gathered the best tips on how to organize successful boycotts. Link to the full articles will be in the description. A successful boycott doesn't have to always affect the company's profit, as a boycott that can damage or threaten the reputation of a company is just as effective. These two factors working side by side can contribute to the overall success of a boycott. Spread information about the boycott through posts, infographics, etc. The more coverage a boycott gets, the more people will know and want to participate, hence causing a corporation or company to fall out of public favor. Even before beginning to start a boycott, do in-depth research on a corporation to know what they're doing, why, and the harmful effects it's having. When having a boycott, suggest to consumers what other businesses they can support instead. For example, instead of buying Starbucks, go support a locally owned and operated coffee shop instead. The most important part to forming a boycott is having clear and attainable goals. If organizers are constantly moving the goalposts, the original mission will be lost and it will turn away supporters. Simply summarizing why you are boycotting can make it easier for people to understand and want to get involved.